For today's project, we'll be working mostly with Dr. Phil Martin's liquid watercolors, but go ahead and still get your brush wet first. And then while I'm painting this first ice cream cone layer, I'm not going to wet my surface first, and I'll explain more later. Having finished painting my first layer in one color, I'm going to go ahead and wash my brush out, and then I'm going to grab a second color, and I'm just going to go ahead and lay it in while this is all still wet, and just sort of using this blue color as kind of like my shadow. So I still wanted some more depth, so I'm going to go ahead and come back with even more of the pink color and just add more on that right side just to get it even darker. Okay, wash your brush out really thoroughly and then grab clean water and go ahead and lay a layer of water all across this second scoop of ice cream. This is called a wet onto wet exercise. The first time we did the ice cream cone, we did actually wet onto dry paper. And with these liquid watercolors, you'll notice that it moves so much better when you wet the surface first. These paints have a tendency to absorb and dry really quickly. So wetting your surface first, especially with these Dr. Martin liquid watercolors, I just find is so much better, and you can actually work with them longer when they're wet. Back to that wet on wet technique, grab clean water again and go ahead and use a layer of water all across the bottom of the cone. So keeping up with what we've been doing so far in this whole ice cream project is adding a little bit of a shadow to the right side. I am going in and adding a bit more darker brown to the right side of the cone just to give this appearance of a shadow. So I said I was using mostly Martin liquid watercolors. This is where my mostly comes in. I'm using a little bit of Daniel Smith's brown sepia color because I really wanted a little bit more depth, and I didn't really have it in the Dr. Martens. So a little bit of Daniel Smith.